I gave my parents $600 a week for a year, but they didn't invite me on a family vacation. They left 6 days ago. 6 days. I couldn't speak for a second, my mind was racing. Who are they with? Oh, your sister and her husband, looked like a nice family outing. I don't remember how I ended the call. I just sat there staring at the wall, trying to process it. My parents, the same people who told me they were struggling, who called me every other week, asking for extra money, had gone on vacation with Laura and never told me. Not only that, but 3 days ago, when they were already on vacation, they had lied to my face. They had told me they were sick, they had refused to see me. And they had asked me for money. I sat there feeling like the biggest idiot in the world. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, thinking about every time they'd asked me for help, every time I'd stressed about my own bills, because I wanted to make sure they were okay. Every time they had made me feel like I had to support them, while they sat there putting Laura on a pedestal. The next day, they came home, and I decided to confront them. I didn't know what to expect, but I wasn't prepared for what happened next. I didn't go to their house right away, I needed time to cool down. If I had shown up the second I found out, I might have said something I couldn't take back. But after a night of tossing and turning, I knew I couldn't let it go. So I drove over the next night. Her car was in the driveway, still covered in dust from the drive back. The porch light was on. I knocked on the door, and after a few seconds, my mom answered. Her face lit up as if nothing had happened. "Oh Mike, what a nice surprise. We were just sitting down to dinner." I stepped inside. The house was spotless, as if they had done a deep clean before they left. There were fresh flowers on the table, a half-empty suitcase sat by the stairs. It was like walking into a scene from a perfect little family vacation. I took a deep breath. "So how was the trip?" As soon as the words left my mouth, I saw it, the flicker of guilt in her eyes. She forced a smile. "What trip?" I let out a short laugh. "The one you took with Laura and her husband, the one you lied about." Her expression changed instantly. She glanced toward the kitchen, as if hoping my father would intervene. But he didn't. I could hear him moving dishes around, pretending not to hear. I waited. I wanted to give her a chance to explain, to admit it, to say something that would make sense. Instead, she crossed her arms. "I don't understand why you're upset. We don't have to tell you everything we do." I stared at her. "Are you serious? I've been sending you money every week. I paid for that trip without even knowing it, and 3 days ago, you told me you were sick. You asked me for money for medicine. While you were probably sitting on a beach. Now my father finally decided to get involved. He stepped into the hall with his arms crossed. Watch your tone." I let out a sharp breath. "You know what? No, I'm not going to watch my tone. I bent over backwards to help you, and you lied to me." My mom sighed dramatically, like I was the one overreacting. "We were just trying to have a nice trip, Mike. Why do you have to make everything about money?" That was it, that was my breaking point. "I hope you enjoyed it," I said, "because I'm done." I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, and canceled the automatic transfers right in front of them. My mom's face fell, my dad's jaw clenched. For the first time, they actually looked worried.